Hey, welcome back to the
Hi.
pod, people. I thought you put these on ice.
No, I have multiple pairs. I have the ice pairs at home.
How many pairs are on ice?
None of your business.
You know, it'd be great if it was like,
None of your business.
you know how they have like Fantasia on ice or whatever.
You're mumbling a lot today.
I had a stroke earlier. I just
You're mumbling today. Like,
yeah. Well, I'm trying to think. What is a Disney product like Lion King on ice?
Yeah, what about it?
They should have like Aristotle on ice, and this is you bringing the shoes you're not wearing out in a giant arena.
Is that the new?
And people are like,
Is that the new title of the segment?
on ice.
Aristotle on
It's
maybe like
ice baby.
Yeah.
Dung, dung, dung,
Yeah.
dung, dung, dung.
So maybe it's like a little logo here. It says Ice Baby. Or you know what? Just straight up, just a little portion of the video. Stop. Collaborate. Whatever.
Yeah. So how many do you have on ice?
I feel weird saying how many I had because if one person
It makes you a
finds out where
target.
yeah, I think it makes me a
Like
target.
a van's gonna open up, you're gonna get lit up.
Yeah, dude. This and now these days, I wouldn't doubt it.
I don't have any of these on ice.
I can tell.
What the fuck? This pod's over.
What size shoe do you wear?
A big ass 9.
Do you really?
Huge
Let
dong.
me see.
I mean, yeah, I have tiny feet. You know what's funny? My brother and my dad all have size 9. They're interchangeable. It was
Yeah.
annoying because my brother would always borrow my shoes,
Yeah.
and he sweats battery acid. Like his shoes just fall off of his feet. Mine will last forever.
Well, he's very active.
I think he just has different chemistry than me.
Maybe.
So, yeah, I would hate when he would borrow my shoes because it would just sort of like melt off of his
Oh
feet.
man,
What?
this just struggles you had, man.
Oh,
They're so bad.
do you wish you had a brother who would steal your shoes?
I wish I had a brother in general or a sibling or something.
Yeah, I didn't.
Maybe
know how,
not a
I didn't know
s-
how good I had it.
Maybe. Yeah. Just ones that are like my age. Like I have siblings from my dad's previous marriage, but they're like so much older than me. But no, I wish I had like. I think that's why I always kind of treated you like
Like a brother.
a brother, and
You
like
start crying.
everybody in Goatface.
Like, oh, fuck.
Your brother called me your LA brother. Your LA big brother.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He's like, take good care of him.
Take good care of him.
Was this in the studio apartments? He was like,
No. This was today.
really?
I swear.
No, really?
I swear. Sure. You want to see the
Oh,
text?
No. What were you guys talking about?
Just talking about dental stuff. His brother's a dentist, and I wanted to get some teeth. This dental
To know
teeth
if you're
stuff.
getting fucked. You go, yo, is this guy taking from your ride?
Well, I still have my wisdom teeth in, so I was thinking about getting them taken out, and like I was thinking of getting one of those Invisalign things just for my bottom row. I've never had braces, but like I'm wondering if I have to like take out my wisdom teeth to do it, and
I feel like you don't need. Your teeth look good.
this bottom row is jagged.
Really?
Yeah, look
Just don't do that. Just don't go into meetings and go, hey,
Well-
Aristotle.
well, you're fine. You have like straight teeth.
I had braces though for
Yeah.
a long time.
Well, I might try to get some. I don't know. He said he was looking at my info to see if I can whatever.
Oh yeah, like if you're covered under SAG insurance.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what
Interesting.
happens, or whatever insurance. Anyways, so what's going on, guys? How you guys doing? How you feeling? What's been going on with you?
I don't know what's been going on. Just shows. I go to New York tomorrow and then Toronto.
What are you doing there in New York
Stand-up comedy.
and in Toronto?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I had this show in New York set up, and then sometimes people write, in my comments, hey, come to Toronto. Enough of those happened where I'm like, all right, I'm never in Toronto. I've never been. I want to see what it's like. Let's try to do a show. Just a small, I think it's 150 seats. So I go, let's do one show there.
Is this the first time you went to that you did it? You're doing a show based on
Comments?
Or have you done it
Kind
before?
of, yeah.
Have you've never done that before?
I've never had enough comments for a city for it to kind of stick out in my mind.
Yeah.
It just felt like Toronto is a place people have asked me to come to, and I've never been there, and it's close to New York. Just the stars aligned where timing-wise, I'm doing that New York show. I'm like, let me pop over to Toronto, do a small show as a test
Yeah.
to see how well it does.
And it's sold out.
So the first show sold out. It was 150.
great.
Yeah. So that was maybe a week or two ago. It's the first one sold out, and they go, let's add another one. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
And then that sold out today, which isn't crazy because the show's in a few days, but that's nice.
When
you know?
did you post
About what?
or when did you book the first Toronto show?
Oh, not that long. Maybe 3 weeks ago.
Okay. All right.
Toronto's showing up, baby.
So you're reading the comments.
Yeah, sometimes.
I mean, you're reading it enough to know how many times Toronto is being mentioned. Are you tallying it somewhere?
All in here, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel bad though, because some people are like, I guess it's Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
And they go, no, I got family dinner. Can you do like a different?
I need to start advertising. I have a show in DC in a couple weeks.
Do it.
Ah.
Well, you know what you got to do too. I mean, this is very inside baseball and shit. But take a stand-up clip or like a great clip that you have.
Yeah.
And then do Facebook ads, and you could target it in the city.
Uh-huh.
So you do a.
Do you do that, or do you have somebody doing that for you?
I had somebody doing it for me, but then I realized I'm just paying them to do what I have access to.
Okay.
They're doing the same shit, and I'm paying them way more money than I need to. I can just do it myself. So I just started doing it myself.
Okay.
So 2 weeks leading up to your gig, 2-3 weeks leading up to it, have that clip, have the information
Right.
with the ticket link, where to get, and then the city, and do a 20-mile radius.
Nice.
And then fund the ad for, just set a budget. So I'm excited to be doing that. I'm doing the Bell House sold out.
Oh, great.
Have you heard of Bell House?
Yeah, for the Bell House.
Oh, okay. I've never done it.
I do work in comedy.
Yeah. Have you done it?
Wait, did I do the Bell House? Well, I think I have, but I wasn't. Yes, I did, but I wasn't the only one on the show. It was like a bunch of people on the show.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
I hear it's cool.
It's in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah,
the Bell House. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Was it a festival? Oh, I think it was part. I think it was part of the.
Bro, is this just you flexing on me again? Was it a festival?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
The one that
it
you
probably
haven't
was
done.
Did I get an invite? Yeah, but did they send it?
What was the gift bag?
Was it
I might know from the gift bag.
It was a gift bag. Was it a gold leaf invite?
Yeah, caviar.
Caviar. Have you ever had caviar?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Yo,
Wait, don't ask surprise, bro.
I am surprised. Where you're such
you?
Because you're a picky eater.
That's true.
You're
Hey,
such a
I like
picky
that
eater.
angle more than I'm too poor to afford caviar.
Well, you jumped to too poor. I said I know what I was gonna say.
Picky?
Picky eater. Everybody knows that. I mean, most people who know you're a picky eater.
Yeah. Do you like caviar?
I haven't had it in a really long time. Actually, I had it a couple years ago. Yeah, I like caviar actually.
Interesting.
Well, so here's what happened. So like, I took my wife to this I think it was Valentine's Day. Yeah, it was Valentine's Day. I never do anything like this typically, but I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go somewhere nice. So we went to that place called 16 Above or 15. You know what I'm talking about? Or is it 14 Above?
What is that?
It's not referring to age.
It's like a sex club?
Yeah.
It's called 40 and above.
It's like this, it's a place in downtown LA where the, like you're eating on the top floor. It's like it's like the highest,
Okay.
one of the highest places you can eat in LA.
Which is like 30 floors
Something like
in
that.
LA.
But a chopper came by and just kind of like floated right there. I'm
And
not kidding. Like through the windows, you could see the window. And it was like,
And then these turrets came out.
yeah. And I go, get down. And I go,
Yeah. This is the opening of a terrible
Yeah.
action movie
And
where
there's a gigantic
it's a
fish
valen-
tank.
It's a it's a valid.
I'm trying to save all the fish for the go out.
You go, babe. I know that I've been at the office a lot. She doesn't know that you do this type of stuff.
Yeah.
I just, I want to renew our vows. And
Yeah.
oh no, not here, babe. Get down. How do you know to do all this stuff?
Yeah. What do you do for a living?
And the fish tank breaks.
Yeah.
And you're helping the fish.
Fish, yeah.
Come on, we wrote the first act.
I know. So yeah, they had caviar service, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna try it. It was like $100-something just for the caviar service.
Yeah, I don't like it enough.
But yeah, I tried it. It had like a wine pairing and all that stuff. I don't know. You have to try everything at least once. I mean, I didn't, I never had the fancy stuff growing up, so.
Right.
You got to try it once in a while. And you might notice that I might be a little bit more energetic because I also read the comments. And somebody said something in there that said, the guy to...
Hold on. You know what's funny?
The guy to Fahim's right is really fucking boring. You know what?
Yo, I've been boring on so many. I still am boring on a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Let me just say, it's a statistic. Also, do you know Ryan Holiday?
Is that the guy who wrote the comment?
No. He's like an author, and he talks about Stoics a lot.
Sure.
When I was touring with Hasan, he came to one of the shows.
Yeah.
He has like a big time book and stuff, like a New York Times bestselling, whatever. So that's how I got to know him a little bit, just in passing. But then I follow him on Instagram. We follow each other.
Yeah.
And sometimes people have great sound bites or quotes that kind of like help life or help you put things in perspective.
Right.
And one of the things he said that stuck with me was like, being a performer or putting yourself out there like that, like bad comments is the tax of doing that. So that's just part of it.
Sure, I know.
No, I know.
But also, like, first episode, I was kind of tired.
Yo, I was bad too. I was like, but also
bad too. So you're acknowledging that I was bad.
No, I think we're both getting better.
Did you hear that?
Like Caviar, dude. No. Like, this isn't a TV show. It's a fucking podcast that you upload to YouTube. Like, no one gives a shit.
Can we have like a laugh track right after he says that? Is this a TV show?
Like, we don't focus group every episode of it's an organic thing. But I want to share with you, I was coming in because we were meeting for the podcast.
Can we get a picture of a focus group watching us?
Can we get an actual photo, an actual focus group in here?
Yeah.
In real time?
Or cut to a video of a focus group watching something on TV and it's actually us on the thing?
Yeah, you know what'd be funny? Like,
on the TV.
We care so much about our audience, we actually bring a focus group while we live podcast.
Yeah.
And you just see like kind of elderly people hovering over us.
It's antithetical because we get the notes after we're done with the podcast. But
yeah, we can't implement them because it'll be too. But like an old lady just leaned over and goes, I don't like what you're doing.
Yeah.
I don't like that. We go, okay, thank you, Janice.
Okay,
Can you like step outside of the lens, please?
Do I get free chips?
Well, okay, yes, but eat them quietly. You're too loud. So I was walking up to do the pod today.
Yeah.
Meeting you. I posted a stand-up clip today.
Yeah.
As I often do. And
somebody shit all over.
Yeah, I got this guy sucks. So he might be right.
He might be right.
And that's what hurts the most. Is that sometimes they're right.
I mean, look, when I watched it, I thought I was a little boring too, and then when I read the comment, I was like, "This motherfucker."
I mean, who gives a shit? Like,
no, I don't give a shit, but I mean, I'm trying. I do want to make sure it's a little. This is pretty typical of my. I'm not overdoing it. This is my energy. I just was tired the first time. That's all.
Yeah, but you're allowed to be a human, and also, everyone's opinion isn't the world, and also, you are on my channel, so there's going to be Fahim Anwar bias. Not that I'm some huge megastar or some shit.
It was one comment. Everybody else loved me.
That's true. That's true.
Don't worry about my fans.
My fans.
They are rabid for me. Nobody else. So it's okay.
Look, my fans, they sort of attack antibodies that are not me. Yes. So they will thrash you.
You look nice.
Because I'm wearing pants and a shirt.
Typically, he's not wearing any of those things.
It's true.
No, your hair looks good.
Well, I was doing another podcast, so
right.
I only slum it on my podcast.
I know. Cut to previous. Can we have like a quick clip of last episode and the episode before that?
The first one, my hair is insane. It's just dry, curly. That was the one Neil shit on.
Yeah, Neil was shitting on it.
Neil was shitting on it. Yeah, I blew dry it. What's the plan? What's the past tense of blow dry?
I blow dried it. The dry part is that you're drying or dried or dries.
Why can't I blew dry?
It's a good point. You can say you blew it.
I blew it
because the action verb is the
blow
actual
dried.
If you blew it or you dried, because you could have blown it.
What about
sideways?
Blow
sided. I don't know.
Guys, right to the pod.
Yeah, right to the pod.
fahimanwardancehour@gmail.com. It's not blue dried.
Is blue dry?
Do you like my mini? This is my Vice, guys.
No, you just got bigger.
What the? Just pitch it down, Miguel. Just pitch my voice down.
I'll be talking normal. Yeah. Hey, Aristotle, what's going on?
Hey.
My bones have been hurting lately. Have your bones been hurting?
That Coke can looks tiny in your hands.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I guess I never really noticed that. Huh, did they start making them smaller?
I wish we had like a baby foot so I'd be like, let's can I see your shoes again? Like,
yeah, pitch me down for that.
Yeah, pitch him down for that. So many notes for Miguel.
What'd you do? What's been going on?
Nothing, man. I've just been like, I've just been slammed, busy, just trying to like get shit together. Doing that and being a good partner is hard sometimes. Cause like I gotta drive to the airport and fucking go to company's house.
That's part of it.
You know what I hate? You know what I absolutely, and this is not just from being married. This stems from me being as a kid. I used to hate feeling like I was an accessory for my mom or an accessory to my wife. Like, you're only there just to show that she has a husband or that my mom has a son. I wasn't there to meet anybody, or like I would go to company's house and I would just be like, and then I would have to dress a specific way and and sit there, and then so I would just be like the accessory that's dressed nice and just sits there.
You're the prototype of son.
I guess,
You're just there for when the door opens and it looks nice.
Sort of. Like my mom would take me to company's house, and like especially when I don't know if this is another brown. This is something that I don't know. Maybe everybody can relate to, but I used to hate being taken to company's house, and I'm like, and I get there and I'm like, what do you mean they don't have kids? You know what I mean? I'm like,
and you
no.
say the same thing nowadays. Though.
I go to my.
What do you mean? There's no
kids.
I'm out of here.
My wife's like, we're going to my friend's house. Great. And I show up and go, what do you mean you don't have kids? What am I going to do?
And then when there is kids, you just hear you running upstairs and like playing video games. Like,
yeah.
Come on.
Keep it down up there.
Ari, we have to go. No.
All right. See you later, Kyle. That's so funny, dude. But I used to hate it when, like, as a kid, I'd go to company's house or their house, or they call mehmoon,
Mm-hmm.
which, by the way, I don't know if you.
I think we say memoni.
Mehmooni.
Oh, okay.
Mehmooni is like the event of having company.
Okay.
When mehmoon is like a guest.
I see.
But also mehmoon means monkey. So it's
so you really get your hopes up,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
when you find out there's not a bunch of monkeys.
Yeah, or
You're
if you
kinda
have
sad.
a monkey over for as a guest. I don't know what you say in Farsi. Mehmoon e mehmoon.
Your mom's like, monkeys are coming. Monkeys are coming.
Would you like some
Banana? No, I like to pretend that this monkey's actually well behaved.
Yeah. Thank you. Do you have a fork, please?
My mom would do this thing whenever we went to.
Sure.
Is it Memoni? When we're going to someone's house.
Mehmooni.
Mehmoni. So we had to say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
Well, not every kid was like that, but my parents did this for me and my brother, where we had to say hello, do like Rui Mochi with every adult before we could go upstairs and play. We had to say hello to everybody.
Yeah.
And we had to say goodbye to everybody.
I think every kid should.
I kind of hated it, or it was annoying when I was a kid, but I do like, now that I'm older, I do like what it instilled in me.
I think it's harder for us as brown kids because our like saying hello is a process. It's not like, oh, hi, how are you? Hello. It's like, oh, hello.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, chill, nice. Okay, thank you. And even like the old fucking guys.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, okay, hey, thank you. And they're like, can I go play? It's like, fuck, you got to kiss a shit ton of people.
You just smell like a cologne catalog by the end of it from doing all the.
That whole process of having to make out with your family friends every time was a lot.
Right. You could feel their stubble too. Just.
Yeah, and then the men had stubble too.
This guy. We'll be here all week. Tell him your dates again. Where will you be coming up? Aristotle Athari. He'll be in your town.
Thank you.
What dates? Let's plug them right now.
I don't know, dude.
No, you're going to be in D.C., right?
I'm in Toronto.
Yeah?
With you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What if you bump me? You fly all the way out there?
Yeah.
You go, look, we want to put you up, but
Fahim,
this Aristotle guy came
over. Was like, you know him, right?
He's pretty hot. He's
pretty hot.
He's pretty hot right now. Like, I go, I get it.
And I don't even do material. I just sit on stage and just run the clock.
And everyone's like, yeah, it's like that Michael Jackson Super Bowl performance.
Oh, wait, I don't remember that.
How do I explain it?
Why did you uncross your legs to tell the story?
Because it's Michael Jackson. You have to.
Sure.
He would do this thing where he had Michael Jackson doubles.
Sure.
Please YouTube it. Like Michael Jackson's Super Bowl performance, you'll see what I'm talking about. So he like shoots on one side of the stadium and he's up there, and then he shoots to like the other side. Physically, it's impossible.
You know what, Miguel, while he's telling the story, put it up here and I'm just going to watch this.
Yeah. Watch him watching
Yeah.
it. So he shoots from one side of the stadium, like,
Nice.
and everyone's like, ah. And then he shoots up from a different part of the stadium, like, and then finally, after a bunch of that, he pops up on stage, like, and he's just standing there, stoically, and he's wearing sunglasses.
Oh, I remember this.
And the crowd's going
Does
insane.
he have like a cast on or something?
He has buckles. He has
Buckles,
this whole thing.
and
a lot of buckles. And then everyone's cheering, and he's not moving a muscle.
Yeah.
And then he puts his hands up to his sunglasses, and then people erupt. He's barely moving.
I mean,
and each time
that. Yeah, nobody has that kind of command anymore.
that command, that tension, playing the audience like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I miss you, Mike.
So yeah, I'm a little stressed out lately. I've just been I'm running around doing a bunch of stuff. And then
The cardigan looks great though. Again, another Amazon basic. Was I allowed to say that?
I mean, I don't want to get sued by anybody. Are we also giving away our advertising dollars? I tell you what, you want to know what this is? Start subscribing, smash the bells and all that stuff. Eventually, once we get a lot of viewership, maybe
we'll tell you what it is.
We'll tell you what it is.
This is Target. And that's a freebie.
That's a freebie.
Yeah, you got to wet their beak a little bit up top.
You know what, man? Like, you just don't have to spend that much money anymore to look decent. I picked up another pair of used sneakers.
Used?
Well, I do used all the time. Or I'll do like things that are barely worn. I do this. I buy a lot of used stuff. You knew that about me. I always bought used stuff.
Okay.
I mean, I would say like 90% of our Goatface stuff that we had when it was just you and me shooting, I think all of it was used. I didn't buy anything brand new.
Oh yeah, the cameras and stuff.
The camera, the lights, everything was used. I would always buy used stuff all the time. But anyhow, I'm kind of pissed off about this purchase because it was such a great. I think I talked to you about it a little bit already. Should we get into it?
Oh yeah, get into it.
So I found these Air Max 90s, they're infrared. They were brand new, but the guy had never worn them. They're from 2010. And he sold them to me for a fucking great deal. It was like the air bubbles fogged. And I'm just like, kind of playing coy, but like, oh, that sucks. Yeah, you know what? And I even think I went down a couple bucks and be like, air bubbles fogged, maybe not. I know how to fix that. That's the thing. Like, I knew how to do it. And so I got a it was for a steal. Came, they look great. And then the process of clearing the fogged air bubbles, you have to heat up the air bubble with a little blow dryer.
They know this.
Yeah, of course.
Come on. Big sneakerheads.
My wife has like a fucking super powerful blow dryer. Didn't anticipate it. One of them got cleared up immediately. The next one cleared up. I was like, maybe I can get a little clearer. Ended up popping the fucking bubble.
You got greedy.
I got greedy, man.
It's a tale as old as time.
Flew close to the
too close to the bubble.
Too close to the bubble, man.
Fuck.
Anyways, when you see them, you're gonna be like, oh man.
And you told me you're just rocking them with a broken bubble.
I haven't even worn them yet. I've been trying to research, see if I could find anybody. In fact, if you guys know anybody out there who can fix this, I mean, look at. God damn.
No gloves? Holy shit, dude.
At this point, who cares? Who fucking cares? But aren't those cool? Dude, these
They're
are
pretty
dope.
Cool.
These are classic.
I think I did want a pair of these at one point.
You probably have.
I like
them.
the colorway.
Yeah, infrared. They're so nice.
So this is a clean bubble. Huh?
That's a clean bubble. It's a bubble that cleaned and didn't pop. The cool thing is that those since it's like over 10 years old, the air bubble's kind of yellowed a little bit, and I kind of like the color of that.
Oh, okay.
Does that look cool?
Yeah.
Bit?
I would have no idea that this is yellowing. I would think this is the way it came.
No, it's yellowed. Anyways,
I just like that I get to hold these raw. You know what I mean? Nothing beats skin to shoe contact.
Anyways, here's.
Oh, why am I wearing khakis?
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Jizz your pants. That's the popped one. Can you tell?
No, not really.
Really?
So it's just cracked a little bit.
It's not. It's just a hole, and I don't know.
Let me see.
It's a tiny hole. It fucking makes me so angry.
You can barely tell.
I know, but it's just like it's so disappointing.
You'll be moving so fast, no one can tell.
I move so fast already.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are pretty cool.
Yeah, don't sweat it. You're good. How much you pay for those?
Thanks, dude.
You got it.
A little over $100. It's not bad.
It's a steal.
It's a steal. I mean, they're going for like $200 to $300 on StockX, but guys like, they're fogged. I don't know, man. Yeah, I guess. I mean, there's no way to repair it. Actually, you know what? So there's an urban legend, and do you have a basketball pump?
Somewhere, maybe in my back seat or something. It's too much right now. Yeah.
All right, then don't worry about it. So check this out. I was gonna see if we could test it on camera, but apparently every Air Max has like a hole, and I looked and there's a hole. There's a little hole right there.
You can pump them up?
Apparently so. And I saw a video where somebody did do it with a newer pair of Air Maxes, but this also has the hole. I'm wondering.
They jumped over the house?
Whoa. Maybe. But I mean, what I'd like to do is if you have like later on, if you have a basketball pump, see if I just want to
test it out.
Try to pump it out, see if I feel any air coming out of there.
What if you blow out the second bubble and then you just like, fuck me?
There's no second bubble. There's only one bubble.
Oh.
I've been on this weird kick, man. I've been eating a lot of like Persian food. Did I tell you about this?
Well, last time we went and had Persian food. Oh yeah. So after the podcast, You were having a hankering for Persian food. Didn't we talk about it on the pod a little bit
We
too?
did. Okay, so but it was a very specific dish.
Yes. So then we're hungry afterwards, and
Sure.
then you start looking up Persian food places.
Yeah,
And there's one by me, so we went to that one.
we did.
And this is a pretty authentic Persian place.
Pretty authentic, yeah.
Yeah, just the decor. It was one guy.
Yeah.
It was so authentic. It didn't feel like we were giving money to a guy. It was like our uncle that we're disappointing.
I agree.
If we don't, a little too much.
Yeah.
A bit like hovering.
Yeah.
And how's everything tasting?
You like it?
You like it? Like we weren't ordering for us anymore. We were
Yeah.
ordering for him.
Yeah.
It's like we were guests.
Yeah.
Even though we had to pay at the end. So we couldn't totally get what we wanted
Yeah.
because we didn't want to hurt this guy's feelings.
Should I tell him what I got?
Yeah, we may lose like all of our white audience.
Maybe.
Once you...
All right. So this dish is called kale poche, and basically what it is, it's a sheep's head and feet. So everything from the tongue to the cheek meat to the brains to the ears to the eyeballs and then the feet. I haven't had it in such a long time, and when I had it as a kid, it was really only like the brains and tongue. Like that really makes a difference. Like I always had the brains and tongue. That's all I had before.
You're like, look, I'm not a freak.
I'm not a freak.
I normally have the brains and tongue. That
Yeah.
other shit's crazy.
Yeah. But this time I went ahead and had the whole thing, and it's not that I don't. It's that I'm not gonna do it again for a while. It's also really rich. I mean, it's swimming in its own like fats and juice. I mean, it's so rich and so like it's heavy, man.
I love that is the negative quality of it. Just not the I am creeped out or it's grotesque. It's very rich.
It's good. I don't know. I like look, maybe
It's a cultural thing. There are many
thing.
cultures who this is commonplace.
But yeah, I don't know.
He was proud of it though, right?
Oh yeah. In fact, I don't think a lot of people order it there.
Yeah, it's almost like his shark fin soup or something.
Yeah,
So he's
yeah.
like, "Oh, you want that real?"
Yeah, and I had it.
And he wanted you to have the eyeballs, right?
He wanted me to have the eyeballs. He goes, "That's the best part," and I was like,
And then you
right.
ate some of it, and
I ate all the eyeballs.
Oh, okay, but you were gonna leave some of it, and he goes, "Take it to go."
Oh yeah.
You ate way more than I would have in a million years.
I go. It's so good. He goes, take home, and I'm like, it's okay. Take it. I put it together. Take it. I was like,
he puts it in a to-go thing for you
yeah. And I was like, all right, and I did. I ate it the next day. So.
on the car ride home.
Yeah. And I go, oh god.
And you go, yeah.
I mean, it's just a very specific food, and like, I don't know. Not everybody knows of it. Even like some Persian Americans don't really know much about it, but some of them do. I don't know.
Is that how they know you're legit? Like
Maybe.
this might be a nice note to anybody who goes to Persian restaurants.
I love deep cut cultural dishes.
Right.
That a lot of people like. Not the very. I don't know. I've always been like that. I tried menudo like early on.
What is that?
Menudo is like it's like a soup. It's got like intestines and stuff like that in it. Tripe.
Mm-hmm.
It's not tripe. It's really actually just more like stomach lining. I guess somebody tell me what and there's hominy beans in there. I can't really. I actually don't. I know. Menudo is.
Menudo. Didn't we talk about this? It's like a boy band. It's a Mexican boy band. Menudo.
There's that, but there's also the dish. Menudo.
That's got to be some wacky, crazy mix-up.
I mean,
it's hijinks and soup.
Not much more different than Maymoon. Monkey guests.
This is true.
What's up with you? That's really what the podcast should be called.
What's up with you?
What's up with you? What's going on with you?
Just that tour, I guess.
Have you seen any movies lately?
No.
Are you watching any shows?
Better Call Saul. I'm done with it though.
Didn't it finish a while ago?
Well, whatever is available on Netflix, I'm done. Isn't there another season beyond that? Because I don't think it's over.
I haven't. I mean, I think I only watched the first season.
Oh, really? It's good.
I know it's good, and not that I don't think it's good at all. I guess for me, you know what it was? I think I remember. Was the first season where they showed like the aftermath of post Breaking Bad, and they were kind of like going back and forth between that and like and the past
to kind of set the plate for the series.
I guess I just didn't know it was going to be like one of those. I didn't know if it was going to be a prequel of sorts.
Oh,
and I don't know if I was really terribly interested in watching a prequel. I mean, also like Breaking Bad is such a perfect show. It's like one of the best shows of all time, in my opinion. I love that show. I don't know if I could revisit it though.
With Better Call Saul?
No, with
You may
Breaking
just
Bad.
watch it again.
Are there shows that you watch over and over again?
Not really.
They're
I'm
not
trying to
shows.
think.
There's movies that I'll watch over and over again.
You know what? During the pandemic, I watched Sopranos over again,
Uh-huh.
and it was great.
Yeah.
It's a great drama, but it's also one of my favorite comedies.
It's funny, yeah.
It's a
great show.
funny show.
Some of the best dream sequences ever made. are in
Totally.
Sopranos,
But
yeah.
some of my favorite comedies are not billed as comedies. It's just reality, or it's played very real, and there's these hyper real, or like it's believable.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sopranos is such a funny show. I think
No,
it's
Sopranos is-
underrated. Succession, I think, is a very funny show.
I have to watch that.
It's billed as a drama or whatever, but I think it's super funny.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is what immediately you're what's crazy?
Yeah, what's crazy?
One of the girls or the ladies from Sopranos follows me on Instagram, and
What?
I invited her.
Oh, wait. I think I might know who it is.
Catherine Narducci.
Wait, is she the one that played the wife of
The chef?
The chef?
Yes!
Yes.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
great.
She's great. She's really nice. I
met her?
I haven't met her, but we talked once on I mean, look, this was during pandemic, so like the what do you call it was really big at the time. What was that?
Euphoria?
Clubhouse.
Oh, Clubhouse. Okay.
And so she was on Clubhouse quite a bit. There's a lot of people that were popping in and out of Clubhouse, and she would be in there, and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" But yeah, she's an artist. She's a painter.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
She has
I
an
just know she's a
Instagram.
great actress.
She's very
and,
good, yeah.
You know, I loved her in Sopranos. She was great in Euphoria.
Yeah.
And then I saw she liked a couple stand-up clips of mine.
Yeah.
And then we followed each other. And then
Are you gonna fly her out to do the show? To do this?
what, to do this?
Why not?
I mean, if she's in town, I would love to have her.
Yeah, you should
on.
have her. I
Come
mean, if
on.
she's watching this,
open invite.
Yeah.
But then I go, because she said, when you're in New York, let me know. I'd love to come see a show.
Yeah.
So, of course, I was like,
Great.
yeah, so it's her plus one. She'll be at the Bell House to catch the show.
That's
very
great.
cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I have some other people who are coming too, who are kind of like fancy. You
You're
know?
pretty excited about this.
Pretty excited about.
Pretty-
I'm never
excited.
pretty excited. I'm never in New York,
No, you're not.
so that's what's kind of cool. Is that it feels like an unlocked Gran Turismo track or something.
We should have. I mean, you should have some like celebrity guests on the show,
Yeah, we will.
and then I'll sit here and I'll just kind of like fume about you having somebody sitting in my spot the whole fucking time.
Or we just sit them over there, like they're not even welcome here.
Yeah.
Or we just put them on the floor right here.
Yeah.
So we're saying,
So,
hey,
tell me-
Brad
tell-
Pitt,
tell me
what was
this
it
mo-
like?
yeah.
What's Quentin like? That'd be weird. You just invite Brad Pitt on, and it's all power moves. Just who's everyone like? Not even ask him questions.
I think the weird part is that he'd show up.
What? You don't think Brad Pitt would show up?
That'd be the weird part.
He likes comedy though.
No, I know he does. Yeah.
Because I saw pictures where he was at Tom Segura's show,
Yeah.
and then
I think he's a big fan of what's his name?
Sandler. Him and Sandler are fans
Yeah.
of each other.
Of each other.
Yeah.
Um.
And then there's that famous clip of him on Jackass where he gets kidnapped.
Oh God,
That's
remember
one of
that.
my favorite things.
I know. People are like,
So
"Was that
he's in
Brad Pitt?"
he's in the height
I know.
of his fame. Is it Interview with a Vampire? Like what movies are out?
No, around that
It's-
time.
It's later than that. Then
This is like early 2000s.
okay. So
That's when
there,
Jackass is really taking. I mean, look, Jackass is pretty special.
I love Jackass,
Yeah.
man. It was so exciting when it first came
So
out. There was
exciting.
nothing like that before.
Dude, I used to watch on repeat because it was recorded on a VHS for me. When Bam would beat up his dad, dude, it was some of the best.
I
dude.
liked Party Boy. It was so fucking dumb where he would be fully clothed into an electronics store, pretend like he's looking around, and then he would play this song, a CD.
I don't remember
It's a
that.
party, and then he would like have these tearaways.
Oh, yes,
and
I
he'd
do
be
remember.
in this underwear, this speedo, and with a bow tie, like a Chippendales, and they would be trying to get him out.
Yeah,
Just so dumb.
yeah.
Shit, I would never do in a million years, but I can enjoy as an audience member.
It's something that you say you would do, and then on
And
the
then I
and then,
would-
and then, and
yeah,
then on the
yeah,
way
yeah.
to the thing,
Say
at
I'm
the
not
very last
doing
minute,
it.
I'm not doing it. That's what you do. Yeah.
But that was pretty cool of Brad Pitt just to agree to get kidnapped, because he's hanging outside of
course.
Pink's, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, is that Brad Pitt?" And then
Yeah.
a van pulls up, and then they grab him. It's like, "Hey, well, let go of me!"
Look out!
And they just shove him in the van.
I know.
And everyone's like on the phone at 911, like Brad Pitt's just
How
been
did that
kidnapped.
even come to be? Like, they must have been like into like second or third season of the show.
Yeah, he's probably a huge fan of the show. It's
Had
like,
to
I
been,
want to be
yeah.
involved in some way.
Had to have been, yeah.
It's sort of like South Park. It got so big. George Clooney just wanted it. He was the voice of a turkey or something,
Oh, he was?
or a dog. Yeah.
See, okay, so there are some shows that I guess would be a little. It's kind of blasphemy that I never really got into.
South Park you never got into?
Never got into South Park.
Man.
You know why? Here's the reason why I never got into South Park. Because before I met you, I mean, almost everybody that I knew was super into it were people I didn't like from back home.
So that turned you off.
Or just like idiot people I knew like from, whatever, high school. And I was like, dude, South Park, dude. And I was like, oh, God. And like people would do the impression of Cartman all the time. And I'd be like, I couldn't get into it.
It's amazing how good for how long it's been.
Yeah.
Just they're always relevant.
Yeah.
Didn't they get...
I also noticed on camera, I would do this and I have such a massive...
trunk?
A massive like quad and like...
Yo, that's a great quality, dude.
Dude, it was so big. Miguel, can you just like put like a bit gigantic turkey leg here? Or a big ham? That's pretty much what it was. So I'm going to start doing this more often. Or this... Dude, my leg looked like a gigantic ham.
We'll clean it up in post.
Yeah.
We'll give you like chicken legs.
Yeah, thin it out.
Just thin it out. Yeah, what if we become so vain on this podcast? Like we just have crazy filters and shit. It doesn't even look like us.
Yeah.
We're just like supermodels. Like,
I
don't like my voice. Let's change it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so what kind of voice would you want?
Fuck, what would it be? Lower. Would it be like this?
And then, yeah.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
How's your weekend?
How are you? Did you see the Mario trailer?
I've only seen the first Mario trailer. I haven't
Yeah.
seen the new Mario trailer.
Sure.
Yeah. Have you seen all of them?
I have not seen any of them.
Moving
on.
No, you have.
Moving on. I swear, I saw one where he goes, Mario Luigi.
Well, it's
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, it's funny how people didn't want Chris Pratt, and then they heard the "It's me, Mario," and they go, "All right, we'll see." I like the way he hit that.
Who's playing Luigi?
I think Charlie Day.
I mean,
Right?
It sounds.
I could be wrong.
Sounds fun. I don't know. Also, like, I never was a huge Mario fan. I'll tell you what I would have a problem with is because they're doing a Street Fighter, they're doing that whole.
Really?
Yeah.
They haven't learned their lesson.
Well, first of all, I don't know who had their hands on it prior to that. I just think
Sorry. Finish your thought.
because they had two movies. They had two Street Fighter films.
Well, they tried. They did Mortal Kombat. There was a whole era.
The first Mortal Kombat was good.
Oh, I kind of did like it, but I was
Yeah.
a kid and I loved the game, so it didn't take much.
When you watch it again, it kind of it holds up a little bit.
Does it?
Yeah, the first one does.
Someone had this observation that maybe it was on Reddit that I didn't really think about, but when I saw it, I go, that makes sense. When I was growing up, the video game movies weren't very good. Like none of them were very good.
Well,
It was more rare.
There
for
was
it
a
to-
Super Mario
Yeah, with Leguizamo and somebody else.
and Bob Hoskins,
So
who broke his hand during the
I mean,
process
so
of making
random.
them.
This is like
No, I read it in the book. Read Leguizamo's book. He talks about how he
Okay.
broke his hand
oh okay,
because they were both drinking on set. Like they were just drunk. Three sheets.
probably why not?
And like this van like crushed his hand. So like halfway through the movie, like the hand that Bob Hoskins has is fake.
Nice. So the observation they made was video game movies and TV shows are getting good now because this generation of directors grew up with video games. So they know how to service the story.
Sure, I get that.
Whereas before, it was just older directors who had no attachment to the material. They didn't know how to tell these stories. They were just handed this IP that they didn't give a fuck about. Whereas nowadays, it's younger directors, younger writers, and they know how to take...
Did you read that in an article?
No, I read it on Reddit. Someone
Reddit.
mentioned, I think it might have been a shower thought or something. Like why video game movies are good now.
Is that the name of the subreddit?
Shower thoughts.
Oh, shower
I think.
thoughts.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool. I like that. Shower thoughts.
Yeah, just things that kind of hit you that you didn't think about before. I had a shower thought that I'm only now realizing it was a shower thought rather than kind of a stand-up bit. But I tried it as a stand-up bit one time where...
Is there a danger in trying to like separate my thoughts from legitimate thoughts? And shower thoughts are great thoughts.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
So when I was a kid, I would think that my mom liked the movies that me and my brother liked, that she loved Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that she loved... I'm trying to think what other movie I took her, like D2 Mighty Ducks or something.
But the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie was good.
Look, I love... Sure.
Categorically
But
good.
now that I'm an adult,
Yeah.
I realize she didn't go to the movies because she liked them as much as me and my brother. She was just going to make sure I wouldn't get kidnapped or molested.
Isn't that why every parent goes with their kids to places?
Yes.
Yes.
But for a long time,
yeah.
I thought she just wanted to see the movie as much as me and my brother.
What a sweet child brain you had.
Yeah. But that's a shower thought.
You like Ninja Turtles too,
Uh-huh.
Mama?
Yeah, it's
She's like,
good, huh?
Yeah.
And oh man, that's the trouble. You don't appreciate how
So nice. I knew my mom never liked any of that stuff.
Oh,
anyway.
really?
Of course.
man, parents of back in yesteryear
Yeah.
are so much better, I would say, because they didn't
Than
have
today's parents.
well, they didn't have as much. Like you could be on your phone now if you go to take your kid to one of these things. Our parents had to watch that movie.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
The attention span of parents who didn't want to do the thing that their kids wanted to do was so much better back then.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, just like having to
Sure.
grin and bear it.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of the video game movies that were out. All I remember was Super Mario Brothers, which might be good in revisiting. I don't know. I don't remember liking it when I first watched it. There was a Double Dragon movie.
Was there?
Yeah, you don't.
I love the way that video game opens up. I don't think any other video game could open up this way anymore.
Is it the girlfriend gets kidnapped or something?
Yes. So I had it on the Game Boy, all right? I had it on the black and white Game Boy.
Sure.
The game opens up with a woman just standing on a street. This like thug walks down the street, knees her in the stomach, puts her over his shoulder, and then just walks off screen.
Yeah.
That's how the game starts. And now you have to rectify this situation.
And then,
But
and then they find her at the end. She's like married to the guy. They have kids. It's like,
Like
that was our meet cute.
That was one time. Like he's reformed. He doesn't need me in the stomach anymore.
That's so funny.
I love him. But that's pretty dark for a video game to start with a girl getting kneed in the stomach,
Dude, the 80s
thrown over the shoulder, and then
80s
just run away.
The 80s were gratuitously dark. Like the kids' material out there was just dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if you remember a movie like Rambo, for example. Like, right? Rambo?
Did I tell you my dad took me to see Rambo in Afghanistan because he thought it was like a history lesson? Like that was as much information about Afghanistan that he could impart to his kids.
It's not a bad idea.
He was like, yeah, that's home.
But I mean, the funny thing is like, wait, did you say he took you to see it in Afghanistan?
No, in the theaters.
Oh.
But he's he's fighting with the Mujahideen or whatever.
Sure, yeah. I mean, the crazy thing about those movies, like every Rambo movie is a hard R film.
Yeah.
It's a hard R movie.
And that's an 80s hard R or a 90s hard R.
And you know, it was an 80s hard R. I think yeah, because like First Blood Part 3 was in 1989 or 88 or something. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is that they turned it into a cartoon.
Rambo?
There was a Rambo cartoon. You don't remember that? And action figures?
Vaguely.
Dude, it's crazy.
He's so muscular, you had to. It'd be a waste of muscles if you didn't turn him into
But what I'm saying is like they knew that kids were seeing these movies regardless, like completely, it didn't matter what their parents wanted. These kids were seeing these movies anyways. And so they're like, we're going to bank on it. Like they even took, for example, here's the best example. So there was another movie called Commando. Schwarzenegger. Super violent. I think there's even a scene where he throws like a saw bit at a guy's head and it gets stuck in his head. They never made a cartoon of that. Any of that. But they sure as fuck made action figures. Like these kids are seeing these movies and they're making these hard R movie. RoboCop.
Bro.
A great example.
So violent.
So violent. They had fucking action figures before the because they did make a cartoon out of that too.
I told you I met the guy. I met RoboCop.
I
have a picture.
Weller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was standing outside of the Improv.
Yeah.
And then I think I know what he looks like because we talked about him at length or whatever.
Maybe.
So I saw some pictures of him and he was just hands in pockets walking down.
Yeah.
But it was after a show.
Did you go, RoboCop?
Romo? And he goes, he's still in character.
Yeah.
But I go, hey, yeah, big fan. And then he's just chatting up. It's just crazy how someone could be part of such a cultural thing like that.
Yeah.
And he's just a dude.
Yeah.
Walking down Melrose. He's like, oh, there's a comedy show in there? Oh, cool.
He goes to that cigar bar right next door. That's his deal. He's a big cigar smoker. In fact, I saw him there too. I didn't go up to him like some fucking weird fanboy like you. RoboCop. Robo.
Sign my helmet.
Coming with me, dead or alive. I mean, that movie is so good. I watched it again not that long ago.
There's a great episode of
Holds Up.
The Movies That Made Us.
Sure.
On Netflix, and I think RoboCop is one of them.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing, that series. You find out all these classic movies that are part of your youth and just America and almost never got made. It's the story of every movie.
Every-
like Home Alone
but
had all
ev-
these problems. RoboCop had all these problems.
Almost every good movie has to be forced into existence. That's the thing. Almost all movies have to be forced into existence somehow.
Yeah.
You know, like this is being forced into existence. You don't want this,
But we're forcing it down
but
your
we're
gullet.
forcing it down your gullet. But yeah, I mean that's kind of like, yeah. I mean, there's so many really great. I just think the crossover of violence in like what attracted kids was so. The Venn diagram. It wasn't even like a slender like portion that overlapped. It was practically like the slender parts were on the outside.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Well, when did that shift happen? Right? Because
I know exactly what happened.
so was there a movie that changed ratings and everything forever?
Pretty much, from what I recall, I believe it was Showgirls. Showgirls kind of like
Ruined it for everybody.
sort of to a certain degree. If I recall, I could be wrong. I'm not the best film historian, but from what I remember, the movie, because I mean, it had a recipe for disaster, man. Like you had this movie that I don't think anybody realized, even with the commercials that played on television, how explicitly sexual it was. Couple that with the star of the film was the star of a very popular kids show. Like right after, there was not even like there wasn't an in between movie. There was no like interim. Like
She went from the max
she went from the
to the
max
pole.
to the pole. Exactly, dude. Like there was no like runway between playing Jesse Spano and playing this fucking stripper in this movie. And I from what I remember, like I even recall like a personal story that somebody told me about where they went to go see Showgirls with their mom. Because they're like, oh, Jessie Spano from Saved by the Bells in the movie. She plays a showgirl. This is a little nice. And then she's literally dry humping some guy in the movie until he comes in his pants. That's a scene in the fucking movie. And it's very sexual. It's violent. It's a Paul Verhoeven movie. Who also made RoboCop. And I think that was kind of. I think that was one of the bigger films that became NC-17. Like NC-17 rating existed prior to that, but I think that was like the one that was probably the most like commercial film that ended up getting that rating. I could be wrong, but I know that after that, you know, the decline of you know, like they took those ratings much more seriously.
Yeah.
And then films just kind of got, you know, but I mean, what I mean, the 80s, the late 80s, early 90s was a bit of excess in violent things being in film and movies and whatnot. Because you never really saw that like it's 70s films and whatnot. 70s films weren't like gratuitously that violent.
Sure, but at least it showed the reality of what happens when you shoot someone. Once you got into the 90s, it was just Pierce bras and then with like coiffed hair firing off all these rounds and people just like falling off balconies.
I guess to a certain
when you see RoboCop, you're like, stop shooting him.
There's
Jeez.
so many people in TV shows and movies, even in the late 80s, early 90s, would get shot. Be like, what happened? I'm shot. Motherfucker, shoot me in the forearm, and I'm fucking like, I'm out. I'm dead, dude. I like not like they I got shot in the shoulder. All right, where do we go? All right, let's go.
Yeah,
Like,
I always like that scene in action movies where the guy gets beat up or shot, and then he shows up at the love interest's house, and she's like, "You're banged up pretty bad. Get inside." And they always have a bowl, and they're always tending to his wounds, like, and she has to do the stitches for some reason.
What movie is this?
Every movie.
Well, name one.
Like probably Bloodsport or probably some Van Damme movie. There's always that scene in an action movie where the guy gets in a fight and then he just shows up and she's like, "Oh my God, get in here."
That I don't remember ever. Like, where
That's
he gets
such a movie cliche.
After he gets beaten up, he goes to his girlfriend's house.
Yeah, he's either shot up or he got in a street fight and he just knocks on her door and she's in a bathrobe or something or a kimono. And then she's like, "All right, get in here." And there's a bowl.
Your homework is to find this. Find one movie with that trope in it.
Sometimes it's a feeling, and I just know when it's a bunch of movies.
Okay, I'll tell you what a Van Damme trope was. Van Damme and Seagal had their own tropes in these movies. At one point, Van Damme became super obsessed with himself, and every time it was just like one Van Damme, two Van Dammes.
Oh, was it Double Impact?
Double Impact. I mean, Time Cop. There was just so many movies. There's like two Van Dammes for the price of one. I mean, you just got so many Van Dammes. Van Damme it. And then like that was his trope. So there was always a movie where that was kind of the gimmick where there was more than one.
Two Van Dammes for the price of one.
Yeah. And then like Seagal, his gimmick in almost every movie is that he was like, you know, he was a chef. He's a chef who used to be a fucking like a CIA guy. He's a cop who used to be a CIA guy. He's a fucking
Has this history that nobody knows about.
Oh,
like,
it's always a
whoa, how are you so good
with a CIA history every time.
Hey, pancake guy, how are you so good at
the
judo?
Therapist. Yeah.
I don't talk about it.
How does that make you feel? You know, that's like
You showed me a clip where there's just a bunch of glass. Is it like a jewelry place? And he's just throwing guys through glass.
maybe. Oh, that's probably that's the mall scene with it's called it's one where he's fighting the Jamaican mob or the Jamaican gang. What the fuck his name is? It wasn't Out for Justice. Hard Target is a Van Damme film. It was. It'll come to me. But yeah, he's in the mall, and he's like fucking just beating people up.
The
left
whole
and right.
scene is just him throwing
In
people
glass.
through glass.
Yeah.
I imagine he just pitched that. He's like, I just want to throw a bunch of people through glass.
I mean, if you watch the Seagal. By the way, now we're tapping into the other thing that I'm oddly obsessed about over
Steven Seagal.
Sneakers. Yeah, Steven Seagal and just action films in general. He would refashion this because he would do the same. It was the same kind of move, and I'm trying to remember the name of it in Aikido, where like the multiple guys attack you at the same time. It's an Aikido test to become like to graduate to the next. You have to do this thing, but he would refashion that exhibition in different scenes, and all of his movies had a version of that almost every time. You know, you have like the guy coming with a thing, and he goes, ka-ka, and he does it, and it flips the guy, clothesline, and then like somebody who's like, you know, or like he always had one guy that would always like aggressively point something at him, or
something happens.
Yeah, or like a knife, and he's like, yo, I'm gonna fuck, you know what, you know what, he's like, ah! Every time we go. And he go, ah, yeah. You always grab him.
Seagal never spoke to me because it didn't seem like it was so effortless.
Yeah.
That it didn't seem like he was doing anything.
I mean,
it just seemed like throwing people and shit. But I loved Van Damme when I was a kid because he would do those roundhouses.
I know, but I mean,
he was just so flowery, and his extension was crazy.
I know. I mean, his form is beautiful.
And then he would just flex every muscle after karate chopping someone.
But his never felt real to me.
Yeah, I didn't care.
Like Van Damme's always felt like very
that could happen.
No, Van Damme never felt like it could happen in real life. Seagal felt like it.
No. Sorry, Seagal.
Yeah, Seagal felt very real to me, even though like none of that stuff would ever work. There's this video of this guy, poor guy, but he's like this, you know, he was like a keto practitioner for years, and like, you know, I think he had a school at one point, but he actually, and I commend the guy. He made a video where he challenged himself to fight like an MMA fighter, and then the guy just cleans his clock over and over again.
The MMA guy,
of course.
Yeah.
He's like trying to grab a wrist to do like a articulate.
No. Put your hand out like this.
Like, yeah. But there's like tons of that every time in Seagal. He would like grab a hand like this, or like, and he go, and the guy go,
It's almost like that. There should be a Steven Seagal type movie where he keeps on breaking arms,
dude.
And the audience is just like, I can't watch this anymore. This is gross.
But he was so good at it. It just looked good, and he added a mystique to it and a little street level to it, or streetness to it, that made it feel very real. And you're like, oh, this is how somebody who's like a you know, CIA trained or whatever, like government spook type, this is how they would fight. I mean, like Under Siege is one of his best films, but Above the Law is up there too.
Why can't he run? Why does he run weird?
I don't know. Everybody thinks he runs weird. He was but he was a track star.
He was.
Or he was good at. Dude, the guy's really tall, man.
Well, if you Google
and the way he runs, I always thought the way he ran was kind of cool. My opinion.
Okay.
A lot of people think.
Well, you're just a Seagal stan, so of course you're gonna say that.
I'm not dude. There's only like a number of Seagal films that I thought I really liked. Like,
what's the top one? Just recommend to our audience. What's the
if
top
I had to
Seagal?
pick one
Seagal fan or one Seagal film to.
It'd have to be Under Siege.
Okay.
I mean, Tommy Lee Jones is great. You know, Andrew Davis, who directed it, was great. I mean, who also directed his first film, Above the Law. Above the Law is my second.
Okay.
I think Above the Law is really great.
So, you know what blew my mind in terms of action stars? Once Jackie Chan came out. Rumble in the Bronx blew my mind.
You mean came out in the United States?
Yes.
Yes.
Because it was dubbed. I mean, I didn't know about it when it was in. Was it China when it first came out?
Yeah, I mean, he's a Chinese action star. Yeah. Rumble in the Bronx was definitely a game changer for me. The other thing too is like, you'd have to at that time I think you'd have to have been like a Hong Kong movie stan, like martial arts movie stan, to know who Jackie Chan was. He was referenced in songs a lot and like referenced in like, but you never really like
Knew him. He wasn't really a name here.
He wasn't a big commercial name. I mean, like you'd have to like go seek out like The Drunken Master and all these other films that he had made. But he wasn't like a huge, I do believe, and again, I could be wrong, I think that Rumble in the Bronx was kind of like his big
Breakout.
American breakout. Yeah, I think so. It was a great movie.
I loved it, man. Well, just the stuff he was doing in there, and it kind of ushered in this new wave of the Chinese like karate or martial arts star, right? Because then
Kung
it was
Fu, yeah.
Kung Fu.
Karate's Japanese.
Who was who
Jeez
came after
Louise,
him?
Bro. What do you mean came after him?
Jet Li, right?
Jet
Because
Li.
he
Yeah.
ushered in Jet Li.
Well, Jet Li's like, I think Jet Li's big American debut was really, I think it was Lethal Weapon 4, really.
What? No, wasn't it Romeo Must Die? Was that
No,
before?
that was after.
With DMX. R.I.P.
Romeo Must Die was after Lethal Weapon 4. Lethal Weapon 4 was his like his introduction to the American audience. And it was a great introduction. But I knew of him prior to that from Fist of Legend, which if you watch, I mean, so much of that, the Wachowskis borrowed so much of that for The Matrix. I mean, there's so many action scenes, like so many elements of Fist of Legend that you see in The Matrix.
So that archetype doesn't exist anymore.
What do you mean?
The martial artist from abroad, that doesn't exist in American cinema anymore. Now it's all Marvel. It's all
sort of.
There's no Jackie Chan. There's no
I just think the
Jet
movie,
Li.
I just think the movies got bad. I think if they were legitimately still, this happens all the time, right? Like a certain movie, a certain genre of a film becomes very profitable, and then the studios start like trying to make them milking it and start turning it into a factory, and you just get a lot of bad ones.
Do you think that's happening with superhero stuff, or is it still going strong?
I think I don't know. I mean, you could see a little bit of it was happening with Marvel, sort of here and there. A lot of stuff that people didn't like, I kind of liked, but yeah. I mean, I think the fact that you have certain people who, especially at Marvel, who are doing their best to kind of keep quality control, like you do. For the longest time, you didn't have somebody who kind of was like the Steve Jobs of like Kevin Feige is kind of in a way like a Steve Jobs of Marvel, where he's kind of overseeing everything. Like he's the ultimate quality control over the situation or what's going on there. So I don't know, like I feel like you just don't see, and I think when you have somebody like that, then I think the likelihood of the films that you're going to see that are products of a very specific genre are typically going to be good. Mm-hmm. But I mean, when you have everybody doing like a free for all and they're just like everybody's making something, like when the superhero genre first kicked off big time, like
was it Blade? That was the first one?
No, good Lord, man.
What?
Sometimes I'm embarrassed to talk to you.
Fuck, man, I'm
fucking
sorry.
Blade.
Dude.
Blade was 98, dude.
Good year.
Yeah, but Batman, the first Batman was 89.
Oh, I don't count Batman.
Batman was the first time that was the first when superhero movies became super profitable. That movie broke so many records. But yeah, I mean, that's where like everybody was like, well, we got to make superhero movies now. And then it was just a free for all, and people they made so many shitty ones. But Blade, I think, was kind of like, I think Blade was one of those movies where people were like, I think they were giving up on the superhero genre because there were a lot after Batman, a good handful that were just not good. Mm-hmm. And I think Blade was one of those films that it just kind of in a weird way kind of reinvigorated people's faith in those movies being good, because Blade it still holds up.
I love Blade.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah. When I was doing Texas with Hasan, doing a few dates on his tour, when he was gearing up for what's the new one called?
Never asked me to do any dates. Actually, I take that back. I did do Radio City Music Hall.
Yo, that's the big one, dude.
You didn't do that?
No.
Oh, yeah. After that, I think I did a festival after that.
You motherfucker. What was Radio City like? How many seats is that?
I don't know. They're all full.
That's not what I asked, but okay.
It's really cool. It's like it's
is it like 7,000 or 5,000?
I don't know, but all I know is like the lights are so bright you can't really tell to a certain degree.
It just feels like you're inside your mind.
And then the laughs kind of roll in a weird way.
And they kind of like bait. You just like you're basking in the laughs.
Yeah.
It's like a sensory deprivation tank of laughs.
And I had like when I went there, I originally had like this growth.
And it went away?
It went away.
Because of the laughter?
Laughs. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. You should try it. Anyways,
I want to.
oh
yeah. So I forgot where it was, but the guy who was supposed to be directing the new Blade was there. I forgot what his name is. Cool guy.
Oh.
He's not doing it anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, it was exciting to meet the guy.
With Mahershala.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's still gonna happen, right, Blade?
Yeah.
But they switched directors.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it happens. I think again, it's one of those things where Marvel's kind of quality control thing is they don't want to feel like the projects, some of them veer too far away from the universe. It is a universe.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing, and I think that's kind of one of the reasons why it has done so well, and the reason why the quality control is really very important, because they're trying to manage a universe rather than trying to manage these independent films. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hope it'll be good. I'm sure it'll be good. But yeah, man, that first Blade, it's gonna be hard to top that. That was just such a good movie.
Yeah.
So iconic. I mean, like the sad story about that whole thing is Stephen Norrington, who directed that first film. I think his follow-up film after that was League of Gentlemen. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I like those. It didn't do well though, right?
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I don't know if it did well or not, but I think he butted heads a lot. Apparently, this is the rumor with Sean Connery, kind of turned him off to filmmaking for a while. And so, from what I understand, and then I think the movie didn't perform as well as they were hoping, and I don't know. I mean, I think he's a very talented director. I don't know what else he's made. I think he's made some television. I think he made some other stuff too, but we can look it up.
I want to circle back to Radio City Music Hall.
What do you want to know?
How much time did you do?
So much.
Yeah, he had you close out.
I did like 10 or 15 or something like that.
What was that like for you?
It's here's the thing, like when you're doing like a big theater,
it's so big.
I feel like you have to be really bad to bomb. Like there's just no way. Like I would just like go be like, hey, and people just like fucking start laughing. Like it's hard to do bad.
That's a good point. It is counterintuitive to the average person to know that many people is actually actually easier than playing 5 people or 10 people.
I mean, there's also that too, where it's like 5-10 people. That's also not a good read.
That's hard. That's hard to do. That's harder to do than like a bunch of people.
Of course.
Yes.
What do you mean it's harder to do?
Doing a room of 10 people or 20 people is infinitely harder than a stadium.
2 porn stars are having the same conversation. Doing a room of 10 people. Yeah. But wait, I don't get it. Sorry, say it again.
The level of difficulty as a comedian to perform for 5 people or 10 people is infinitely harder than Radio City Music Hall.
Oh, yeah. What I'm saying is that Radio City Music Hall is when you're performing for such a large audience, it's hard to gauge whether or not what you're doing is truly funny or not. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
It's because it's like it's such an easy crowd.
Look, by the time you are playing Radio City Music Hall, you're not on the fence over whether or not this joke works or not. You're playing the hits.
There was a bit that I did.
Are you working on stuff?
I did
at Radio City Music Hall.
I did have a new bit that I tried, and it did really, really well. And then after that, I was just like, "Why is it not working as well as it did at Radio City Music Hall?" And I listened to the set. I recorded it, and I'm just like, "It did really well right there."
That's what I want. I want to get to a point where I'm doing my Fahim Works on Stuff series at Radio City Music Hall. I'm just like, "Does this work? How do you guys feel about this one?"
It all works.
Yeah, I'm able to sell it out just on working on stuff.
All right, he only directed 4 films. I'm hoping one of them is like a newer one. No, he made a movie called Death Machine. Haven't seen that. Made Blade. The Last Minute, I guess, was a movie he did in between, and then League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was the film he did after that, 2003. So yeah, I don't know. Sorry, jumping around subjects. It's a hard gig, man, to direct something. There's so much writing on you. Yeah. And you're not given enough. Sometimes you're not given enough grace as a director to kind of do the thing that you want to do.
I'm playing Austin, so I'll be there doing Vulcan Gas Company. I think. Hold on, I want to get my dates right, but I'm gonna stay there for a week because I want to play Rogan's Club. I'm gonna. I hit up Adam, and I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure. Like, hit me up Monday. I'll get you spots throughout the week."
The spaceship or the mothership.
The comedy mothership, baby. I'm gonna get beamed up. So if you're in Austin, Catch me at Vulcan. If you miss me there.
Why didn't you just call it Rogan's?
Instead of comedy. What? He should have called his spot Rogan's?
Maybe. I don't know.
That'd be two. That sounds like a steakhouse.
Yeah,
You should have like an elk house.
But it would make sense too if they had great steak.
Of course.
You know, like it's Rogan's. It's great comedy and great steaks.
An elk house. How do you feel about that? No steaks, just elk.
Is that what he eats? Is elk?
Oh yeah, elk and like sliced jalapenos. That's on his Instagram a lot. I had a sketch.
Have you ever had elk?
No. I had a sketch idea where like a girlfriend is like coming into the room.
Sounds pretty good though.
And she sees her boyfriend like with his hands down his pants, like
Yeah.
on his phone, just like, oh yeah. She's like, what the fuck are you looking at? And it's just like elk meat and sliced jalapenos on Rogan's account. Like he's such a fanboy
Yeah.
that's what the guy's jerking off to. Like, oh, that looks so juicy. Oh, sliced jalapenos.
And he's at Chili's with his girlfriend and hears it's like
Yeah.
he starts getting aroused. Somebody's getting
That's my
sizzling
dream.
fajitas.
I want to have elk with
Let me ask you a
Joe.
question. Did you ever have like a thing like when you were a kid? It was like something that white families did where you really were just like, man, one day I want to do that too.
That white families did that I didn't get to do.
For me, it was the sizzling
fajitas?
fajitas at Chili's. When I would
Really?
yes, dude. I was just like,
Wait, you weren't allowed to get it?
when the fuck did I ever go to Chili's?
Oh, you never went to Chili's? Well,
Like-
we never went to Chili's either, really.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like I would always see like in the movie commercials and all that stuff, and I was just
Mm.
I were like,
I heard they kind of spice it up. It's not just the fajitas; they put water on it. It's a production.
yeah, probably
Yeah, it's not just
Or like- or
natural
like the
sizzling.
sweet- yeah.
They will kind of zhuzh it up.
Oh, that kills the whole fantasy for me. I don't care. I just wanted to try that, and I remember like one day when I was in my early 20s, I'm like, I'm gonna go to Chili's and get that sizzling fajita thing. And I'm sure if I revisited it again, maybe I wouldn't love it, but I totally dug it.
Was everyone just
Yeah.
craning their neck? Like, who is this guy?
It was great marketing, man.
What if that's how you close every business deal? That's your move. You go, let's talk business at Chili's. Well,
Yeah.
all that looks good.
Or Benihana's. I always wanted to go
Look at
there.
this guy. I like the cut of your jib. Ordering fajitas. We're going to do a lot of great business together. Yeah, we never did that. Yes, I'll be in Austin, guys. April 21st, April 22nd, Vulcan Gas Company, doing my headlining set. Come through, say what's up, see what I'm up to. And then I'll be kicking it around Austin for a week. Maybe catch me at Comedy Mothership afterwards.
Where are you staying?
Airbnb. I'm not rich enough to stay at a hotel for a week. Come on.
I mean, Airbnb's pretty expensive these days.
I know. Yeah, but it's still cheaper than a hotel for a week.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
Are there places you like to eat when you're there?
Terry Black's is great. Have you been there?
Yeah, been there twice. I wanted to go to a different barbecue joint. What did I eat when I
Oh,
was
well,
there?
there Franklin's is supposed to be good too.
Haven't been there. I want to go there.
I heard the line's way longer at Franklin's, but Terry Black's is just as good or better, and it's not that long.
You should go to Luby's,
Okay, Luby's.
the cafeteria. You're probably not gonna like it, but I just used to go there as a kid, and I still love it. Just like
It's barbecue.
No, Luby's is like a cafeteria,
Oh.
like green Jello, like fried okra,
Oh.
like cafeteria. Salisbury
Yeah,
steak.
it's actually a middle school.
yeah.
You're gonna have to.
Luby's middle.
You have to get a
Luby's
backpack.
Luby's Junior High.
You have to get a backpack.
Yeah, yeah.
And then hey, I'll have some of that. I'll have the fried okra.
Let me ask you a question. Did they serve breakfast at school? If you got there early enough?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I first discovered. I used to get to school chronically late as a kid. I remember discovering that.
There's
It's like there's breakfast
breakfast?
here. Yeah.
what's in the breakfast? Cereal or what?
It was always you can get cereal.
Eggs
Sometimes
from a
it-
powder.
Sometimes they would have oatmeal, and then as an adult, in retrospect, I'm just like, why would you even bother making oatmeal for kids in fucking elementary and middle school? No kids eating oatmeal. That's a total adult dish.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you have that?
Yeah.
Did you like oatmeal?
Not when I was a kid.
No, nobody did.
But I'll do it now.
Of course, I love oatmeal now.
Yeah. You throw some berries in there.
This guy's like berries in there. Your oatmeal experience starts and ends with McDonald's. That's the only reason why you even started eating
Oh,
oatmeal.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's like you throw some berries in there. I like chicken nuggets. You get some hot spicy mustard in there. It's like this. You're just explaining. You're just
stating the
explaining
obvious.
McDonald's. You're just explaining McDonald's all the time. You like burgers? Oh yeah, you put in a little combination of mayo, ketchup with a little relish.
That's a me
spread
thing.
in there. You mean a Big Mac? Yeah, that's a me thing. I remember the. By the way, we'll end on this. So we'll do this and then we'll go into your song. I think I saved it. I have it because I thought this video can't last for. This can't be on YouTube for too much longer. But if you're able to find it. There is a racist, straight up racist toaster strudel commercial, and it's basically like the kid is like, the mom's like, here's your Pop-Tart. He's like, thanks. He takes his Pop-Tart, throws it into like the garage with like a pile of Pop-Tarts. They took this off the air immediately and they replaced it with a version of it. He walks up to a straight up like a black kid and he goes, hey, you got what I'm looking for? He goes, of course. And he opens his bag and it's toaster strudels. And it was just like, it's clearly like they're turning this white kid is like approaching like this black kid like he's
like it's drugs or something.
He's the drug dealer prototype.
For strudels.
I recognized that as a kid. I was like, that's racist. But yeah, racist pope. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Too hot for TV.
Cut it.
Hey, you didn't make it.
I know.
They made it. All right, do I got a song for them?
I don't know.
Let's see, guys. Let me look.
I got this new hit from a Randy Newman. It's called "You Got a Friend of Me."
Yeah, from Toy Story.
You got a friend of me. Yeah.
You know? Okay. All right, this song is called "I Knew" by Million Young. Million Young has some great tracks out there. He was sort of coming up around the same time as Toro y Moi, and then I feel like he didn't produce as much music, and then kind of like I love the stuff that he has put out. I wish he would have put out more stuff, but like this is kind of a nice surprise on my playlist. Some new content from Million Young. I Knew. Link will be below. It'll play if you're listening to the audio version. Hit like, comment, hit the bell, subscribe,
hit
all
a bell.
that shit. Yeah, hit a bell.
Hit a bell. Subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, Fahim Anwar. What do we got for you?
Mine is Aristotle. Always remember, Air as in like Nike Air, AIR_Stotle. I'm obsessed with sneakers.
Yeah.
Aristotle.
Sorry about the bubble.
It's okay.
You can barely tell.
I know.
I'm excited to see what we got next week.
Do these look chunky?
No. And you asked me that when you walk. As soon as you walk through the door, you go, do these look chunky?
Because some dickhead last night was like, yo, those shoes look chunky.
No.
I swear to God. Why do you think I'd come up with that word? I was like, I wonder if my shoes are chunky.
Who is this person?
I love him dearly, so I don't want to say.
Oh,
but
okay. You don't want to.
He might be right.
Is he a comic?
Are these chunks? No, they're not talking about.
Okay.
Are these chunky?
They look like normal shoes to me.
I know, but do they look chunky? Do I have big feet?
You know, throw them up and ask the audience. Do they look chunky?
Because the same dickhead's going to be like, he's boring. He's be like, yeah, he's got big feet too. Fuck you. So.
Are they chunky? I say no. I say they look like normal shoes. All right, that's the track, guys. Subscribe, all that shit.
Miguel, do like a big old chunky shoe on like a big old piece of ham. And that's my whole leg.
And that's the outro.
That's my outro.
We'll see you guys next time.
See you next time. Bye, guys.
Peace.